It's Tom Box here. I am really privileged here to be with Jerome.
Hello, I'm Jerome McHale, R&D specialist for Yu-Gi-Oh!
So Jerome here today is going to show us the upcoming combos available for Fist of the Gadgets for Fire Fist.
Yes, so this is pretty exciting for me. Fire Fist, it's kind of got a lot of the best of both worlds. You had the rank 4 deck, it was more kind of slower and just grind out advantage, and then you have that rank 3 deck with Spirit and Rooster and that sort of thing. And with new Fire Fist, we want to get a little bit of both. So let me show you this combo. You need 2 cards for it. One is Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Raven.
It's a Raven
from Cosmo Blazer. He's from the old school where you didn't have once per turns on abilities, so we're going to make use of that to get a whole bunch of fire points.
Oh yeah?
And the other is a new card from Fist of the Gadgets. This is Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Panda.
Okay.
And he's kind of like a spirit, but you don't normal summon him. You just get to special summon him from your hand, and then he brings something else from the graveyard as well.
So a special summon variant of the spirit.
Yeah.
The counterpart, almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so let's get started. First, we're going to normal summon Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Raven.
Yep.
He's got less than 1,000 attacks, so you can link him off. And you get Salamangreat Great Hammerage. Now it is sent to the graveyard from the field, so you get to set a fire formation spell directly from your deck.
Yep.
And you get Tenki. So we're going to set that. Next, we're going to activate it. Yep. And we're going to go and pick up Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Dragon. Dragon is an important card because this is what gets you your ultimate fire formation, the trap card, that can negate a spell or trap. Okay. So we're going to get Dragon. That comes to our hand. Now, the effect trigger for Panda is if you activate a fire formation spell or trap, except during the dash. What we just did, so now we can special summon Panda, then special summon the Fire Fist from the graveyard.
Oh my, that's already a lot of free pluses right there.
And that's 2 summons from one effect, so you summon this, then that during resolution. It's not like I summon this, then new effect, do that. So there's no opportunity for like a Ghost Ogre or anything like that. Alright, so we got these 2 guys. And now it's up to you whether or not you want to just pop this Amirage to get it out of your extra monster zone. Because we're going to link summon Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Eagle. So let's go ahead and we'll leave that there for now. We actually don't go into the extra deck at all for the rest of this combo. So we can get away with this. Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Eagle, you can only summon 1 of them per turn, and it makes it so that you don't have to pay for your Fire Fist, basically. So anything that has a cost that send a Fire Fist or Fire Formation to the graveyard, you don't have to pay. Okay, while Eagle's out. And it does a little more than that as well. But first we got to do our Raven ability. And we're going to go ahead and get Fire Formation Tensu. Okay, all right, we'll set that. We will flip it up, take our extra normal summon for the dragon, and now we're going to use Eagle's other ability. Target a fire formation spell or trap we control or in the graveyard. We'll take Tensu, goes back to the hand, and then we send a Fire Fist from our deck to the graveyard.
Oh,
so that's Rooster.
Oh boy.
Now let's reactivate the Tensu. It's important to have the fire formations that you can activate more than once per turn. So like Tensu, the new field spell, Yoko, that sort of thing. Because if we just had another Tenki, we couldn't just activate it again. You can only activate 1. Because we activated this Tensu, now we get Dragon's ability and we can set a trap.
And that's free.
That's free. So we're going to get Ultimate Fire Formation Sinto, which is another new Faiga card, Fist of the Gadgets. If a spell or trap is activated by control of Fire Fist monster, Fire Formation spell or trap, negate the activation, destroy that card. You can only use 1 per turn.
Okay.
I would probably play 2, because if you did have Dragon on the field after next turn, maybe you have like an extra monster later on in your hand, because we're only using 2 cards here, we still have 3 more to do whatever you want with. If you were to activate this on your opponent's turn while the Dragon on the field, you could just set another one for your turn. So that's useful in decks against decks like Sky Striker, for instance, where you want to negate Engage, but also negate the Widow Angle. Alright, so next we're going to not pay for some stuff. Dragon's ability would normally cost me these 2 fire formations on the field, but because of Eagle, I can do it for free. And we're going to target Rooster. Rooster comes back. He was special summoned by the effect of a Fire Fist monster, so you get a Fire Fist monster from your deck to your hand. You get the new Ritual monster.
A Ritual?
Ritual monster. Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Ellen. There's a Fire Formation specifically for Ritual summoning it, which we're going to get next. It lets you discard a monster to set a Fire Formation, any Fire Formation, from your deck or graveyard. Now that you do have to pay for because it's not specifically Fire Fist or Fire Formation. But you don't have to pay for this other effect, which is if your opponent activates a monster effect, send a face-up Fire Fist or Fire Formation card you control to the graveyard, negate the effect.
Okay, so you got basically all bases covered now. You got monster spells and traps.
And we just got a big pile of stuff, and Almiraj is still here. So we can tribute this off whenever to protect something from destruction.
Lovely.
Because we didn't have to use our X-Deck Trust because it's a ritual. So we do have to get the ritual, and that's what Rooster's going to do. Normally I'd have to pay for this by sending one of these to the graveyard, but Eagle says I don't pay anything. So I'm just going to get another one, and that's Fire Formation Domain. When you activate this, you can ritual summon any Beast Warrior. If you have another Beast Warrior you want to ritual summon from your hand. And when this is sent to the graveyard, you get to revive a Fire Fist from your graveyard.
Okay.
So the spell that you used to ritual summon and the spell you used to fusion summon from Pyga both have effects like this when they're sent to the graveyard. This is a Monster Reborn, and the other one gets one back to you.
Awesome.
So we set the Domain, flip Domain. Can't tribute these, unfortunately, they don't have levels. So we go 7, it's more than 6. We summon Eland, and there you go. You've taken your 2 cards, you turn them into 7.
3 left in hand.
3 left in hand.
Oh my God.
2 things that negate things. A protection ability, and even though you don't have to pay for Eagle if you don't want to, you can. So if you want to send this for Eland's effect, you can revive something as well.
So there are ways to even extend it even further if needed.
Yep. One of the key cards for a lot of the extensions in this deck is Dragon. Like anytime you draw one of these cards and don't have to search it, you can get something else and do some other things as well. So this is all off 2 cards. If you don't think your opponent has anything to stop you, you can do this. If you do think they do, you can play more conservatively, just do regular Fire Fist stuff. But this is the kind of thing that you want to do, say, going first.
Okay, so that's going first. But what about, say, for going second?
Yeah, going second, we can do that.
Like, breaking a board is, like, just as important as setting a board that's not breakable.
That's right. And that's something Fire Fist has always excelled at. From the days of, got Bear, got Gorilla, pop your Monster, pop your Spell and Trap, get more stuff. That's what we have this fusion for.
So let's reset up. And now we're looking into the going second combo. So how do we break a board? And
we got to get through somehow. So we need big monsters, we need removal. And we got both of that with this fusion monster, Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Swan. It's also got some burn damage thrown in there because that's pretty good. It's 2 Beast Warrior monsters, any 2 Beast Warriors, so you could use this in Lunalight, or if your opponent played this, I guess you could Super Poly for it.
Oh, another Super Poly target, guys.
And if this card is special summon, you can burn your opponent for 200 times the number of Fire Formations you have face up. And then during the battle phase, since it's a very battle-oriented deck, as a quick effect, you can send one of your Fire Formations to the graveyard, target any card your opponent controls, and destroy it. And you can use that once per turn. So generally, you'll drop this around like 27, 2800 attack. You'll have something to boost it, and be able to take something out, and you'll have some other cards too. So to do this, we're going to start with Tenki and Elephant. Elephant's another one of the new cards from Fist of the Gadgets. It's kind of like a Marauding Captain type effect, and we'll explain a little more about that when I play it. So we'll start off with Tenki, and that's going to get us our Raven again.
Ah, yes.
And now we'll normal summon Elephant. So his ability, when he's normal summoned, you send one of your Fire Formations to the graveyard, and you get to special summon any Fire Fist from your hand except him. So there we go. Now he's got another ability that lets you shuffle back one of your Fire Formations from your graveyard and then add a level 5 or higher Fire Fist from your deck. So we're going to use that. And we'll get the Panda again, who you probably remember from the first time around. Next, we've got 2 Beast Warriors, so Link Summon. And now we're going to make use of Eagle's arrows. There it goes. And we're also going to get our Raven as well. Let's go ahead and take.
It's very gotta be very careful not to miss any of these steps.
Yep, that's Tetsu. All right, so we're gonna flip it up. We're not gonna use Panda yet because we need to get our Rooster in the graveyard first. So we flip it up, and now we're gonna use Eagle to pick this back up and send the Rooster to the graveyard. Okay. Now we will activate this again. We activated a Fire Formation so we can special summon Panda from our hand, and Panda brings a friend from the graveyard, who is Rooster.
That is awesome.
And we get a card from our deck with Rooster since it was summoned by Fire Fist. And we're going to get our dragon again. Now we get an extra normal summon. Take that for dragon. Let's put him here so he's not blocking any of our arrows. And then we're going to use Rooster's ability for free. And this time we're going to get Fire Formation Engine, which is the fusion spell. You can fuse any Beast Warrior with it, not just Fire Fist, so you can use it for Lunalights, that sort of thing. And when this is face-up card is sent into the Spell and Trap Zone of the graveyard, you get a Fire Fist monster back to your hand. So we'll set that. We will... Oh, what should we do first? Should we revive something first, or should we fuse first? Let's fuse first. We'll activate Ingen, and we'll fuse these two together, two Beast Warriors. And that'll get Swan. Swan will burn our opponent for 200 for each, so that's 400 total. We'll get Dragon's effect since we activated Thing. We'll get that ultimate Fire Formation. We'll set this. And we still get a free card off of Dragon as well. So let's go ahead and let's revive Elephant. And we'll use 2 level 4 Beast Warriors. And that'll make not that card. That'll make Tiger King. So there's multiple things you can do here. If you need to negate the effects of whatever your opponent has on board, you probably want Tiger King, and you get a search off this as well. So you can just take whatever you want, really. Maybe I'll just get the fusion in this case, or the ritual rather. So if your opponent has a bunch of things you need to negate the effects of, you would get Tiger King and detach. Okay, negate all your stuff, then go to battle, get rid of this, blow up your card, get something back, attack, 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 that sort of thing. Alternatively, if you arrange your monsters this way instead, you put the Swan over there. If there are multiple monsters that you don't necessarily need the effects negated, you just need to get rid of them, you can... what was the other one? You can use... Engines back here. You can use them to make Peacock instead. And Peacock works kind of like a mini Warlord. You attack with this, and has a trigger effect on the attack like Utopia. Not necessarily like Warlord, that happens in the damage step. So on the attack, you would activate it, send one of these to the graveyard to steal one of your opponent's monsters and put it over here.
Oh.
So that monster can't attack.
So you gotta be very careful. You have to use the arrow, you have to summon in the correct zone to actually get this to go through.
And why are we doing this instead of anything else? I should probably mention this though, but when you use Panda's ability, you are locked into summoning Fire Fists from the rest of the turn. But it basically doesn't matter because the Fire Fists are all really good. And that's also why you might want multiple Peacocks in your extra deck. You could get into situations where you need to, like you need an extra summon, for instance. We've got this field spell, right? Fire Formation, or Fire Fortress at Liang Peak, which counts as a Fire Formation. It gains counters for every Fire Fist you summon, and you can cash in 2, 6, or 10 to do something. The 6 ability gets you any Beast Warrior from your deck to your hand. So with this combo, for example, if we had this as a 3rd card, it would by now have 6, and we could get that Ritual monster and add it to this combo as well.
Oh, wow. It almost feels like Gateway for specifically Fire Fist.
That's exactly kind of the inspiration for it, was Gateway. It is once per turn though, so it's not going to be 2 Gateway. The 10 ability though, if you're a creative deck builder and you just want to do something really wild, the 10 ability lets you summon any Beast Warrior from your extra deck or deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. So if you just want to drop a Lunalight Leo Dancer or Gladiator Beast Heraclinos or something like that, and you can summon 10 Fire Fists without using Panda, and I'm pretty sure you can. You just have to be a little creative about it. You could do that. If you want a real deep cut, get Gaia Drake, the Universal Force. I don't think he's as good as the other ones, but you could do it.
No, this is really awesome. I could never imagine that Fire Fist could extend in the way that it did right now, especially with the new stuff coming from Fist of the Gadgets. I'm really excited for it.
And I'm happy that we finally made a level 5 Fire Fist that people will play. Yeah, I really like a lot of the level 5 Fire Fists, but they never saw any play. So this time around, it's like, absolutely, this time, we gotta make a good level 5.
We got it. Panda is the one.
Panda's the one.
It's secretly just another spirit.
It's pretty good.
It's an easier to summon spirit.
Yep.
All right. So thank you, Jerome.
Absolutely.
And is it honor and a privilege to see you demonstrate the combo, and hope all of you guys are looking forward to Fist of the Gadgets. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, just hope everybody's having a good time. We had a lot of fun working on these cards, so I hope that everyone at home is going to enjoy Fist of the Gadgets as well.
Alright. If you guys enjoyed this content, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe, ding the notification bell, and stay up to date with the ongoings of WCS 2019. Bye everyone, I'll see you guys in the next one.